All right, piss and vinegar day, 60. Um, yeah. So I took 2 days off because I was sick. Sunday was going to be a new edition where I did super like rehab type day, like rehab slash active recovery slash whatever the fuck accessories that I like, super small things like fucking abduction for glutes, and more so just really like, stretches and shit like that, like stuff that I'm not willing to do every day but I can do once a week to try and rehab my fucked up body. But I couldn't do that because I was sick. And then Monday I was supposed to do back, but I was sick. So today I'm still sick, but I decided I could probably get a workout in, albeit probably weaker and not as good. But it was fine. It was all good. I'm gifted with a pretty good metabolism. Sorry, no, fucking not a metabolism. My metabolism is shit. I have a great immune system. That's one of the only things I got, but that's one of the things I definitely have is a great immune system. I skip getting sick a lot, and when I do get sick, I'm sick for like a day or two, even with like COVID and shit. Although COVID's a meme, it's fucking bullshit, but it's still a little harder than the average cold. So even when I got COVID, like fuck it, man, with COVID it was like I'd get sick for a day. Like with the flu and cold and stuff, like just normal shit, get sick for a day or two, maybe 3, a little congested by day 3, but not sick. But COVID, I would get sick. I got fucking sick. I got COVID like 2 or 3 times. I was sick for a day, and then bam, I was fine. So I'm not sure I believe in the old COVID. But anyway, yeah, today a little different than normal. I'm rotating my compound variations on back day, but my accessories, I'm doing them both on the same day, because I was doing my unilateral kind of cable row on A day, and then I would do a pullover on B day. But they do totally different things. So I was like, why the fuck am I not doing them on the same day when they're accessories for 2 different things? So I decided that I'd just combine them and then only rotate my compound movements, which is kind of how I'm doing every single workout, whether it be chest, legs, or shoulders. Compound movements rotate, accessories for the most part rotate, stay the same rather, except for maybe 1 or 2. But anyway, yeah, and I started doing, I've been doing these for a while, where I do the chin up weighted, and then I do a body weight drop set, and then I do a banded wide grip Franco Colombo variation. But I did these kind of forced drop reps, or fucking me, can I make a stroke? Forced negatives. I started doing forced negatives there too, and now my fucking lats were feeling it, man. Normally I feel a lot of brachialis from pull-ups, but that's not today. And then I'm doing my Yates rows. These fucking things feel good. This contraption. Like I dare say a machine, because it's not a machine. It's a contraption, right? It's a hunk of junk that hunk of junk to turn me into a hunk. It's a bit gay. Yeah, it's a hunk of junk, but it works, and it feels. I don't know if it feels different today, because if you've been watching, this fucking machine snapped on me, a week ago, and it used to be longer, so the resistance curve and leverages and shit were probably a little different, but I didn't really notice it being that much different. So, it still felt great. It got a comparable rep range, although I'm sick, so that's not necessarily accurate. Problem with this though is you can't do drop sets with it. You can only do rest pauses, and that's fine. Rest pauses are right. I just tend to go for drop sets because they spend less time. Like you're in it. And you keep going, you just keep going. There's no downtime. And I don't like resting. And I'm not a huge fan of resting. It's part of why I fucking hate volume, is sitting in between sets for 3 to 4 fucking minutes is like the dumbest fucking idea, for one. But also, it's just boring, dude. Like, what do you fucking retards do sitting in between sets of... Oh, God. Like, some people do like 6, 7... My mate told me he did 6 sets of dips yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like... Do you not just like fall asleep mid-set? Like, these motherfuckers all have to take pre-workouts because, like the fucking workouts take 2 hours. I don't fucking take pre-workout. I don't need a fucking pre-workout, man. I'm keen to work out because it's like 20, 30 minutes and I'm done. Back day is like 15. It's a band day that I rip off. So, this idea of if you need a pre-workout to work out, I mean, yeah, maybe. Like, I'm sure there are benefits to having a pre-workout, making more intense. And I'm all about getting intense for your intensity days. But if you need a pre-workout, there's something fucking wrong with your workout, or there's something fucking wrong with you. You need to eat better or sleep better or whatever. And granted, the mate that I was talking to, he sleeps like shit. And, like he's a pretty busy, stressed out dude. But also he's on a cycle, so like he shouldn't be tired, man. Like, these roiders, I don't get it, man. Like, people on roids who need pre-workouts. It's like, what are you fucking doing with your workouts, dude? When you need a pre-workout for your workout, especially if you're on gear. Sorry, I had a sip of water there. I'm fucking throat's getting dry. So anyway, that's my rant for more anti-volume rant. And then I'm doing my unilateral cable rows. So normally I do this on A day, and then I do the pullovers on B day, but I'm combining them two today because this is for rhomboids and mid traps, lower traps, etc. Teres minor, major. Whereas pullovers are obviously for lats and teres. Serratus muscles. So they do two different things. I don't know why I was rotating them rather than combining them. But anyway, this is good. I felt like there wasn't quite enough going on with my back days, especially because the back has more muscles than any other fucking muscle in the body. Like your bicep has 2 heads, your triceps have 3 heads, your delts have 3 heads, your pecs have 2 different insertions. Like your quads have a decent amount of different fibers, but a lot of them do totally different things anyway. Like half of them are hip flexors. The back, I mean, again, obviously they all do different things, but there's so many different things on your back. It's like with your back, it's like thinking about your posterior in the sense that you have front delts, chest, abs, obliques. You should be thinking about the same thing with your back. So, high intensity guys often say, "Oh, you need to pull up, you need a row, and that's it." And there is some truth to that because those two things do kind of take into account a lot of the back musculature, but there's a lot more to the back than just those two things, like to optimize it at least for a bodybuilding purpose. Like obviously to build 80-90% of the way there or whatever, 70-90% there, you could get away with just doing a row and a pull-up. I mean, look at Mike Mentz's back. He had a phenomenal fucking back, but you can't always use Royd as an example. I mean, I like to use Dorian and Mike a lot of the times, but these guys had 1, exceptional genetics, and 2, great gear. So you've got to take that with a grain of salt. So with the back, I decided that I wanted to do, a few more exercises on my back day. Because my back day was super short too. It was like 15 minutes. Now it's 20, 30, 20, 25 minutes. Still super short. So now I'm doing the pullover. And one thing I missed, but basically on those rows that I do, I also do sort of rather than doing a drop set or force rep, I just kind of do a half rep where I don't even move the elbow. I just retract the scapula, which is a nether row, which is a dude who used to be on he had a small channel, but he was growing on YouTube Fitness. He had a big fucking huge back from doing these rows. So anyway, maybe I'll mention that next time I do back day. And then doing my pullovers, doing it with the bands to add more resistance curve or a superior resistance curve to a somewhat shitty resistance curve movement. Ideally I'd have a machine, one of those Nautilus machines, but until I have big boy money, I'll have to suffice by doing these. Now, there's something I wanted to mention. I fully forgot what it was, but anyway, whatever. It'll come to me probably at the end of the video, and then it'll be too fucking late. Shit, man. It was something super important. Life-changing stuff here, guys, and now I've totally forgot what it was. Anyway, and then I do a drop set. Just take the band off. Super, super easy way to drop set. Anytime you can make your drop sets easier, you should fucking do it that way. Oh, that was it. That was exactly what it was, which is I need to start adding more bands to different accessories. Certain movements have better resistance curves when you add a band to them. Certain movements, the gravity sucks to the top. So if you had a band, it'd be better. So I keep forgetting, but I need to remember. What do I got tomorrow? I got chest day. I already do a chest thing for band. I do a band added to my fucking dumbbell flies, so that's already there. But maybe for my quads or leg day, or I'm trying to think where I could add bands that would make it better for a movement. That was another thing too, the fucking adding cable tension to my dumbbell movements too, which is something Eric Bugenhagen started doing recently out of necessity because he's so tremendously strong now. He's on steroids, but For me, it would just be to get a better resistance curve, because dumbbells are great for stretching and cables are great for contracting. So you start combining those two. But anyway, we'll see tomorrow. Maybe I'll combine some shit for chest day. Who knows? And this new movement I tried out, basically face pulls from having the cable tension from outside of your body rather than in the middle of your body. You can contract your rear delts better because your rear delts are designed to abduct, but if the cables are in front of you, there's a lot more traps and biceps and brachialis in there. So this felt great, but the cable tension kind of sucked because there's a lot of friction on these, because as you can see, it's my handmade fucking schizo device, which is great for pecs, but for rear delts, I don't know. I'll try it again, but today it didn't feel super great. But what I did get from this is these new handles I built for this contraption were really good for rear delts, because normally I do my rear delts strapped around my wrists, which you would think logically anytime you can lose a accessory muscle from the kinetic chain to get closer to the muscle you're trying to primarily contract, in this case the rear delts, not the grip obviously, you would logically follow that means you could contract the rear delts better when you strap it around your wrist rather than having to grip it. However, for whatever reason, that is not the case, for me at least, that when I grip it with rear delts, I feel the rear delts way better. So it could be a thing where, just changing variation sometimes makes the movement feel better, or it could just be that I was duped. It does make more sense on a heavy row, but then the problem is with rows, if you have something wrapped around your wrist and you're a strong rower like I am, like when I was rowing earlier, I was doing 90 kilos in the Yates row, that would hurt real bad if that was strapped around my wrists. So in that case, then it's like too painful. So I don't know, gripping seems to be better, at least for these face pulls and rear delt flies. And then did a bit of posing. Still don't know how to pose. Still need to look up. In fact, I'll make a sticky note right now. Posing. Sticky notes. That'll be tomorrow's topic. Sticky notes are your friend. Back's looking a little bit bigger, a little bit more pimply because, I don't know, bad skin. It's hay fever season right now. I typically have more breakouts because I get more inflamed. But I'm starting to look like I'm leaving humanity behind, even though I'm not chemically doing so. I'm just a high-intensity advocate. It will get you big, and my skin just sucks. I just get pimples really easy. Anyway, see you guys for more Piss and Vinegar tomorrow. Bye-bye.